Devastating wildfires are burning in and around Los Angeles. They have killed at least 25 people, displaced at least 100,000, forced desperate evacuations, razed neighborhoods and turned landmarks to ashes. These are some of the most destructive and costliest blazes in California's history. Where are they burning? What is the extent of their damage? What are the response evidence? Eerie orange skies take columns of smoke, and dire neighborhoods burned to the ground. This is Los Angeles, where wildfires, driven by strong winds, have left incredible devastation in their wake. Enormous blazes have burned tens of thousands of acres, incinerated homes and businesses, destroyed more than 12,000 structures, killed at least 27 people, and displaced at least 100,000 people. The fires scorching LA are set to be the costliest in US history. The economic losses have soared to $275 billion. It all began last week. A series of fires, large and small, began to form a ring of fire around Los Angeles. The largest is the Palisades Fire. This is along the Pacific coast west of downtown. This fire has burned about 24,000 acres, damaged about 5,000 structures, killed at least 8 people, and at least 6 people are missing. So far this fire is 21% contained. The next largest fire is to the east, the Eaton Fire in the San Gabriel Mountains. It has burned more than 14,000 acres. While it's smaller in perimeter than the Palisades Fire, it has been more destructive. The Eaton Fire has damaged about 7,000 structures, killed at least 17 people, and at least 20 people are missing. 45% of it has been contained by firefighters. While these two largest fires are still raging, firefighters have been able to mostly contain the smaller fires like the Hearst Fire. It has burned about 800 acres and it's 97% contained. The Auto Fire, which grew to more than 60 acres, is 85% contained. While there are some whines, the mayor of Los Angeles, Karen Bass, warns we are not out of the woods yet. Which brings us to the next question. What caused the wildfires? And why are they so destructive? Why did so many wildfires break out at the same time as the wind-whipped wildfires continue their rampage? There has been intense speculation over waters causing them. About 95% of fires in California are caused by humans. This could be due to arson, backyard barbecuing, or a downed power line. Investigation is ongoing, but so far, no one knows who or what started the LA wildfires this year. That being said, late autumn and early winter is when catastrophic wildfires are most likely to break out. In California, this is due to cool weather conditions. With the Santa winds, these are strong, dry gusts of wind, and they are linked to the region's most devastating fires. So any residents are used to fires during this period, but they are not accustomed to this much destruction. It's been very traumatic waking up every morning not knowing if our house is still going to be standing. It is worse this year because the fire danger has been very high, in part thanks to the vegetation built up over 2 consecutive wet winters. It is turned into tinder after months of drought, leading to a combination of high winds, dry air, and ample fuel. These wildfires are larger and hotter than they would have been because of climate change. Our planet is warming rapidly, making disasters like wildfires worse. So what next? As the LA Fire Department focuses on containing the major fires, they have come under fire and increased public scrutiny. They are being blamed for limited emergency evacuation plans, for struggling to get people out because of traffic bottlenecks, and for failing to position firefighters properly as the winds picked up to this. The fire chief has retorted, claiming that they are following protocol. We are taking an aggressive lean-forward posture, and the LAFD has staffed all available resources, strategically placing fire patrols and engines in the unimpacted, high fire risk areas in the city. We are carefully managing our operations to ensure that we can quickly respond to any new fires, in addition to the increased call volume across the city of Los Angeles. Currently, about 14 fire engines are operating in Los Angeles, along with 14,000 firefighting personnel, and they are getting help from overseas, mainly from Mexico and Canada, who have sent firefighters, aircraft equipment and other resources. Plus, California has been granted more federal funding, and celebrities like Beyoncé, Paris Hilton and Jamie Lee Curtis are making major donations to rebuilding efforts, so hope is in the air. Through the week, conditions have improved across Southern California, boosting the evacuation efforts. Fire crews are working to keep old fires from reigniting. They are trying to contain the ongoing fires. Cleanup teams are scrambling to restore access to neighborhoods where the fires burn through. And law enforcement is warning of severe punishment for crimes, as reports of looting from burning homes and price gouging arrive. We have received numerous allegations that we are now following up, involving additional looting incidents and price gouging. The price gouging is particularly despicable, because these are people who are basically looking at this situation and saying, how can I make the most amount of money from people who are desperately seeking housing or supplies? They're seeking services because they've lost everything. They've lost their houses. But if we go ahead and find out that you've engaged in price gouging and you've taken no steps to remedy the violation that you have, you've basically enacted, we will go ahead and prosecute you to the full extent of the law. As firefighters grapple with enormous blizzards, forecasts predict that the current stretch of strong winds is almost over. This may offer reprieve to firefighters, but they also warn that LA has a long road to recovery. Tougher times are ahead. As per weather conditions, another Santa Ana wind event is expected next week. Daunting conditions will most likely return. The region will remain at risk for new fires. It may take weeks before the fires are extinguished and the danger is over, but as the winds that fan the flames are set to strengthen, Los Angeles hopes that so does its resolve to survive this crisis.